Hi everyone. Today we talk about the tariff. Um, Most of the people here, heard about this issue recently. Trump administration, um, they just mentioned about this tariff since April 2025, and our government right now try to kind of bring some money from other country through this tariff. So what is the concept? Why we charge too much tariff to other country? Basically, foreign country they make a product and then try to sell their product to U.S. in America. So they just kind of, sell some product to U.S. Um, and the tariff wasn't the Trump administration is saying uh, the tariff is not enough because we buy so much like a product from other country, foreign country, but they don't really pay enough tariff, and then we buy those product, you know, and we just kind of make them kind of you know more profit of it, and then we are just not just getting the international tax through the foreign, uh, you know, foreign product. So right now, we just kind of heard, everybody heard, like most of people kind of heard through social media and this mass media. Um, the Trump administration, they just kind of made a deal with this foreign country, um, United Kingdom, the British people, they just made a deal early May 8th. They said we're gonna kind of, with the Trump administration, they just kind of made a deal, 10% of tariff, and first 100,000 British vehicle, they pay 10%. It used to be like a kind of a 37% or something, but they just made a deal 10%. And British steel and aluminum, uh, only this April, they mentioned about the 50% that they're gonna kind of charge, you know, for the tariff. But they made a deal like 0% because we just need steel and aluminum. We had a lot of fire, and then a lot of buildings just kind of all just destroyed. And then so many people lost their home and their houses and their property, and then we need to kind of rebuild, and then for that we need a steel and then aluminum, and then a lot of energy for that, and then some products from other country. And that's kind of that's why we just kind of made a deal like that, 0% of the steel and then British steel and then aluminum. And then this Vietnam, originally like 48% they wanted to do it, US government, and then pretty much they just made a deal, 20%, and then agreed to open market for US product, which is very kind of a you know um, for them kind of like not fair, but this is U.S. government. They said like this is how they work. You just want to sell something, you have to open, the open market for U.S. product. So and then the Indonesia, it used to be kind of 36%, something like that, and then they just cut down like 90%, and then also open market for US product. And then also Philippines used to be 20%, and now it's like August they made a deal, um, 19%, and also open market for US products. And also EU, European Union, and they originally 30% to 15%, they just cut down. And Japan, 25% to 15% cut down. And then South Korea also 25% to 15% cut down. But EU, Japan, South Korea, they had a deal with the Trump administration. Trump administration strongly just kind of push them um, to invest U.S. factory, and then their company, and then build some factory and company, and then some shopping mall, and then bring their products, and then just hire American people to kind of work for them, and then just a new job is gonna create like a thousands jobs. It's gonna create it through that company that invest. And this is the kind of what happening. And then the Switzerland, they used to kind of 30 something percent, 30%, 35% or something, but end up like 39% because they didn't want to kind of open market for US product. It's too much kind of hurting and bleeding for their own nation. So they just kind of end up at 39%. And then Brazil, probably same, like not really open market for US product, and they just kind of same like a kind of deal like previous one. And then they just end up like 50% tariff. It's a lot of tariff. And also Canada and then Mexico, they just kind of pretty much kind of deal with 25% of Mexico, and then 10% for energy. If they want to kind of send it, export to US. And Canada, they just pretty much they also they did it like 25%, and some are like a kind of 30% or something. But later on, Mexico and Canada, they just kind of made a deal. 3 months later, they're gonna kind of go up to 30%, 25% to 30% or something. In Canada right now, a lot of things like a kind of a 25%, and then also the energy is a 10%, and then some are like some there's what is it called? They had a kind of a little meeting with Canada and Mexico and U.S. government all together, and then they had this kind of agreement, because they have a fentanyl and then the border issue, and then they wanted to kind of resolve the problem, because it doesn't matter how much like we just kind of try to lock the the border, the other side of the country, they don't really kind of control. It's hard to kind of make this work, and then we have to spend a lot of like a budget, and then put a lot of budget for that, and then a lot of military people, and then some, like ICE, like they really kind of put enormous like budget through it, and then if the other side of the border, their country, foreign country, they just control, it's much effective, and then we don't really have to kind of spend so much money on it, and then that's kind of a smart move, and that was the kind of a little bit of they had the agreement, and that was where is that? Yeah. Anyhow, this thing happening right now, and for example, there's a 1960 U.S. government, U.S. Chicken farm, uh, it is start, industrialized, 1960, and then 1962, it's like a very cheap and then affordable, this price, and then really grow fast, this chicken, and then we send the chicken to European Union, especially like British, they buy a lot of chicken from US, and then they just come kind of put the tariff 25% because they couldn't kind of compete the price. The domestic, British chicken farmers, the price, and then the farmer produce the chicken that price, and then the chicken from US, and then it doesn't really kind of the price gap was enormous, and then they just kind of made sure they don't have to kind of their own people, the British chicken farmer, go out of business, and then later on the U.S. Chicken, importer, they're gonna kind of go raise the price, and then there's not a lot of a competitor, and then it's going to be really disaster. So they just kind of put the price like this is the the limit. You can't put the price in the market like less than this, otherwise the gap is too much, and then the domestic chicken farmer is going to go out of business. That's what happened, and then 25% they just put the chicken tariff to US, and then that happened. That was in 1962, and then now, 2025, we have a lot of foreign, foreign country. We just put high, very high tariff, and 20, for example, 2022. There's a Biden administration, they had a kind of tariff like a kind of less than 3%, average. And then now, 2025, after Trump administration, just kind of, just try to roll this issue. And the average tariff is like a 21 point something, 21% or something. So it's kind of a lot of gap in between. So this thing, this situation, a lot of economists they just kind of worry about it. We don't have to kind of deal with the trade war, which means right now only the Chinese government they wanted to kind of retaliate to U.S. Government, globally, and then Canadian wanted to do that kind of same, retaliated to U.S. because they wanted to kind of block the land, the truck cannot pass to Alaska or something, and then if you want to kind of send some product through Seattle to all the way, like a Canadian Vancouver and then Alaska, it's like we need to get through the land, the road, like a Canadian, the road and then land. So it's kind of much cheaper, and then the truck get through, like kind of going up to the north, and then just drop it off to the, Alaska. So we kind of save a lot of money. But Canada, they just wanted to kind of retaliate. You can't use it anymore. We're gonna do that if you kind of charge too much like a tariff to us, which means like Canada. And then if you don't want to kind of have this issue with us, just don't charge too much like a tariff. And then they just kind of threatening or negotiate. I don't know. It's kind of eye to eye, something like that. But that was a uncool movement. And then right now U.S. government, they wanted to do 25%, and then 3 months later 30%, and then this and that. So, but there's always kind of you know possibility to change. As long as soon as as long as they say they just kind of want to kind of try to control fentanyl to coming into U.S. because that's kind of uh, what they just kind of complain about. Only 1% of like fentanyl coming into U.S. compared with Mexican government just sending so much like this enormous like this fentanyl compared with the Canada border, and then why they have to kind of deal with that. But that wasn't, the way they just kind of say that. And so White House spokeswoman said that 1% might kill millions and millions of American citizens, and then you say that's so little. That's not the way you just kind of say something like that, and then just to kind of retaliate with their load to the Alaska, sending the truck and then some like product through the Canadian lanes. Anyhow, so that's what happened, and right now Switzerland also they didn't want to kind of open market for U.S. Product. So originally was like a 30% or something, and then now 39%. They just kind of made the deal. Then they didn't want to kind of deal with the domestic business going really confused and then little complicated. And then also Brazil also 50%. That's a lot of tariff, but not sure what's the deal, but pretty sure they didn't want to kind of deal with invest or to U.S. or the open market for U.S. Product or something. But this is just the beginning, a lot of economists just worry about what about this is just now, but over time, like months and years, and then they're gonna kind of gradually they just kind of wanted to charge more tariff and each other to like this American product. It's gonna be like a back and forth, back and a lot of kind of like disaster. That's like a trade war, and basically even if you go market right now, you want to buy like a little grocery, like a kind of through like other country, like Mexico or Canada, like a cereal from Canada and some maple syrup from Canada, you have to pay a lot more. It's not only 25%. It's like there's a more tax and then state tax and the city tax and this and that. It's gonna be like more than like a 50%, I think so. And then that price, how many like importer they want to kind of deal with it? They just kind of go with something else. So less this importer mean it's like the product is not really kind of freely just coming in there. Before, for example, like kind of 20 brand of like a maple syrup coming in to this US, but now probably after this August 7, 2025 the deal, and then they don't want to kind of do it 20, probably less than 10, and then like because it's so expensive, people don't want to kind of buy it, and then why they want to kind of send it here, and then why the importer want to like bring the product to US. It's like kind of so it's gonna be the price is gonna be much up because less items there, and then they just charge more and more. Not only 25%, not only 35%, not only just 39%. It's kind of there's the add up. So this is kind of happening, and then we have to kind of worry how we have to kind of make our voice, just let them hear our voice, because average like American family, they are going to spend $2,400 annually, and then individually $1,200 individually, 26, 2020, 2026 or something. And then this hurts a lot, so a lot of things are gonna be very different than now. And then people will try to kind of you know not just open their wallet, that open pocket that much, and then they just kind of this consumer is gonna more like a kind of less buy, you know. So there's like a kind of this research, and then the economists, they just kind of figured it out. This top 1% of one per, top 1% of owner, the buying power reduced like 0.8%, but regular American citizen, um, we we just kind of the buying power reduce rate could be 1.2%. So it's kind of a 0.3% different, compare with someone who earns a lot, and then who earns much less. But overall, this piled up, the pretty much like economically, is kind of the money flow is not gonna be that fast, and then it's end up like more inflation. That's kind of a very not really kind of expecting positively. And so there's a 12 states, they try to kind of sue Trump administration through this tariff, and then they say just make sure no more, no more kind of like disaster, this tariff disaster. There's some time to kind of negotiate. Some head of like a foreign country, they coming to U.S., and then they just try to kind of make some little talk with the Trump administration, and then just more detail how they just kind of make this work, and then make a little less, and then this and that. But it's more coming and more coming, and then they're gonna have a more meeting here, there, different country, and then go there, and then coming here. But this whole thing is like just we have to kind of make sure our voice is kind of just gotta make sure the government, Trump administration, they can't just do whatever they want, because we get also financially we get hurt. And there's a lot of this research happening right now, and actively disadvantage the American consumer. Yeah, this is it. This is a tariff is a hidden tax, and then also there's a research, GDP is gonna be reduced like a 0.8%, you know, and then 800,000 full-time job is gonna go down, and then it's just deduct, because of this tariff. But so today we just kind of talk about these things. So hopefully this tariff um, just get settled as soon as possible. So this is the thing, like 2022, you know, the average like applied tariff rate was pretty much like less than 3%, and then now this one is Trump administration. This is a little graph here, and then this one is all the way up here, and then this is 21%, 21. percent of this average tariff going up. So, but the total is like a 22%. I don't know how these things are different, but total. And then so yeah, that's what happened. And this graph is kind of 19 1900, 1900 to like all the way 20, 50, 60, 80, 2000, 2010, 2020. And then just the kind of was like this high and then down and then 30 and then going up and then 60 and then going down and then 80 really down, 2000 very down, 2010 very, very down, and then 2000, five going up, and then eight going up, 10, and then this one is the 2020, and then going really up, and then 2025. This one is like a line up, really going up right here, just a vertical line, boom, and then this is a 2025. So basically we talk about this like we don't want to have too much like a problem because right now we have to buy some foreign products like used to be like a 3.99 piece of pack of a black seaweed, then a lot of mineral and then all natural, and then really really kind of helpful to make your immune system more strong. So I do this pretty much like this grocery shopping every 2 weeks or something. But now is the price is 16.99, and I found this one like a couple of days ago. I was lucky. Other place was 7.99, 8.99. The top high end like market was 8.99, and I couldn't believe the price. And then the another also I saw the seaweed is like a kind of a 20 30 different company. I used to the brand I saw it before. Now it's like a less than 15. It's almost a halfway, and then